What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another edition of Coding with Robbie. I'm your host, Robbie, and in this video, we're going to build a web app without writing a single line of code. You're probably wondering, hey, Robbie, how's that possible? And I'm going to tell you right now, ChatGPT. So, if you have not heard of it yet, it's basically the latest and greatest from this company, OpenAI. These guys are pretty much the leaders in the AI space. They have a ton of different products and APIs. But some of their popular ones were GPT-3 and this one right here, Dolly 2. So this is a artwork generator. But yeah, the latest and greatest is this one, ChatGPT. And basically, it's just a chat interface where you can ask the AI anything and it gives you an answer. You could have it write an article for you. You could ask it for directions on something. You could have it write code for you. You can really ask it anything. And honestly, it's pretty impressive. It gives you good results. So people are already saying like, hey, Google's done. It's just going to be AI in a couple years. And honestly, after playing with this for a couple days, I could see how people would say that because it's honestly really good. And yeah, I think we're headed there. I don't know how soon, but yeah, it's definitely impressive. So let me show you how it works. I got it pulled up right here, so I could be like, hey, how do I make chicken soup? And it's gonna find me an answer. And well, I don't even think it finds it. It builds the answer from all the information it has. So here's what it's giving me right now. It's giving me all the ingredients and step-by-step instructions. And it goes word by word. I don't know if that's required or they just do that to make it feel more natural. But yeah, sometimes it's a little slow. So I'll probably speed up the video when I am prompting this AI just so it's not too much downtime. But yeah, here's that first question I asked. We got all the step-by-step instructions right here. And yeah, if you look through it and read it, it's actually legit. Like this would make some soup, you know? So that's just asking something like a recipe or whatever. So let's try some code. So I could be like, hey, write me a JS function to validate an email address. And it's going to create that function for me. So check it out. It's going to use a regular expression and a pretty long one, but it's typing it out right now. And one thing interesting is when you do this, and you ask a bunch, like you'll get different results. It's not always the same, which is interesting. So here we go. We got my function to validate an email address, and it actually remembers all the stuff you said before. So I could be like, on second thought, it actually needs to validate that it's a at robbyk.com email also. And it's going to go back and modify that original function it wrote for me. So check this out. It's doing it again. And there we go. It modified the code, so now it checks that it ends in at robbyk.com. So very cool. And these are pretty simple instructions. You could give it much more complex stuff, but the longer the query, I noticed, the more inconsistent the results are. So, you know, I think it's better to kind of keep it concise when you do query this thing. I guess one other cool thing I could show you is you could convert this to other languages super easy. I could be, hey, can you convert it to C? And it's probably going to do it for me. Check this out. I don't know C, but I'm assuming this is how you would do it if you were in C. So it's going to write the same exact code, but convert it over. Very cool. So it just finished, so C's a lot more verbose, but here it is right here. And it actually explains it to you, which is nice also. So now we're going to use this to try to create an app. So I got an empty Go app right here. No, I don't. Where is it? Right here. Nothing in it so far, and I'm going to just use code from ChatGPT and see if we can make a to-do list or something. So let's get started. Let's go write me a Go function that connects to a local Postgres database called Robbie and stores the instance in global state. Let's see what that comes up with. Sure, here's a Go function that connects to a local PostgreSQL database called RobbieK and stores the database instance in global state. So kind of interesting, it changed it to RobbieK. I guess it thought that it was a typo and I meant to do RobbieK like I did right here. So kind of interesting. And here's what it built. So it's using the database SQL package and the Postgres connector lib thing. I don't know what that is. And yeah, it's connecting to the database. So let's copy this to our file. So let's copy all this and I'll go to my VS Code right here. Let's paste it in. And my username is Robbie. My password is Robbie. And the database name, we'll just leave it at RobbieK. That's fine. And I'm getting an error. So let's send this error to ChatGPT. So we didn't install the package or add it to our mod file, but let's see if we can figure that out. So I'll paste it in. And it's going to say, it looks like you're having trouble importing the github.com/lib/pq package. Here are a few things you can try. Make sure you have Go properly installed. Make sure you have the required dependencies installed. So those are all the, I guess, underlying requirements. So it hasn't really given me the right answer yet. I don't need to do that. That's all wrong. If you're still having trouble importing the package, you may need to download it manually. So here's the answer I'm looking for right here. So it did get to it eventually. So let's run that. And then let's run our file. Let's go run main.go and see if this works. And I get database RobbieK does not exist. So let's have it tell us how to fix that. I'll paste in the error and it's going to go. It looks like you're getting an error stating that the RobbieK database does not exist. Here are a few things you can try to resolve the issue. Make sure you've created the database. Let's see. You can run the following command. All right, let's run it. I don't think it's going to work, but let's try it. I think you got to do that from PSQL. Let's see what this says. Let me paste in that error. It looks like you're trying to run the create database command from the terminal, but it's getting command not found. This is likely because create the database command is an SQL command that's not recognized by the terminal. Okay, so now it's telling me to get into PSQL and run it again. So let's try that. PSQL. I'm in. Let's create the database. It created it. Let's quit and run our file again. And I'm getting successfully connected to the database. So now let's build our first route. So let's go create me an HTTP handler that creates a task in the database. A task should consist of a title and a body. Let's see what it does. Sure, here's an example of a HTTP handler that creates a task in a database in Go. So we got our global database right there still. It's going to connect to that database, which I believe we're already doing. Yeah, we already got all that code. And then we got our test right there. And we got our handler right here. And then we're starting the server. Let's copy this stuff. And we'll paste it down here just like it did. And then let's copy the rest of the code. So here's the create task handler. So it's going to parse the data sent in for the title and body. And then it's going to execute this SQL query right here. And it looks like it's going to create it. And it's actually giving me instructions on how to create that table in the database, which is cool. So let's copy this. And we'll put it down here. And now that error resolves up here. And let's see what else we got to do. Use this handler, you will need to replace username and password. We already did that by running the following SQL commands. So let's go back to our database. The SQL, what is it? /c Robbie K, I think. You're now connected to Robbie K. Let's run the command it gave us and quit. And let's run it again. We're not getting any errors, but I really can't use this handler yet because I have to post to it, I think. So now let's have it generate a second handler that I guess renders all the tasks on the page and lets me create one. Let's try that. Let's go create me an HTTP handler that renders an HTML template with that displays all the tasks and has a form to create a new task on it. Let's see if that works. Sure, here's an example of an HTTP handler that renders an HTML template that displays all the tasks and has a form to create a new task. So it's kind of going through all the old code, which I'm not too crazy about, but it's okay. And one thing I noticed on this is you'll hit a character limit sometimes, so it'll just stop in the middle of the answer and you have to prompt it to continue. We'll see if we hit that limit right now. But kind of interesting, it deleted the last handler we had, so we're gonna just add to ours instead. So let's add the handler. We'll go down here. Yeah, see, we hit that character limit, so let's go continue the code block. It's gonna pick up right where it left off. I'll copy the first part right here. And we're gonna paste it in down here. And here's the rest of it. Still finishing it up. Let's copy all of this. Oh wait, there's a copy code button that would probably be helpful. Paste it in. I'm missing a closing bracket. There we go. And it's saying task is not defined. So let's send this to ChatGPT. Yeah, I don't see anything that mentions a task, so let's tell it that. It looks like you're getting this task is undeclared. This error occurs because task has not been defined in your code. Here we go. Let's just throw that, I guess, down here. The errors go away. It does. Show me the contents of the index.html file. Code only. I think it cut off early maybe up here and I didn't let it finish. Yeah, it looks like it's incomplete. So here, let's get our HTML and let's see. We have to create a template called tasklist.html. Tasklist.html, and let's paste in the code it gives us. So we got our list of tasks right here. It looks like it's building a table. And then we got our form at the bottom to create a new one. And it looks like it is pointing at that original handler we created. Let's paste this in. And let's restart our app. I kind of doubt it's going to work, but let's see. All right, no errors. So let's go to it. Let's go localhost 8080. And wow. Task created successfully. So it is working. I don't like that it takes me to that message after. So let's try to alter it. Let's go, where am I at? Alter the create handler so it redirects back to the index path after creating a task. Let's see what that does. Let's copy this. And it seems a lot shorter than the previous code it gave me. Let's see. Where's my create function? Oh, right here. Paste that in. Oh, cool. It just changed that last line. So let's try it again. Let's stop it, run it, go back to our website. And now when I create one, it works just like that. Let's try to create something that can delete a task. So let's go write me an HTTP handler that can delete a task and redirect back to the index path. Sure, here's an example of an HTTP handler that deletes a task and redirects back to the index path. So it looks like it's expecting an ID in the post body, and then it's going to delete the task and redirect back home. Let's copy this code, and let's just throw it down here. And then let's see if it tells us how to connect it to our app. So we have to modify our HTML template. So first, how do I connect the, what they call it, delete task handler to my app? To connect the delete task, you'll have to, there we go, that's what we're looking for. Let's add that, and then let's have it modify our HTML template. Modify the HTML template to include delete links or delete, try buttons next to each task. Let's see if this works. So I might throw it off because I said button. I want to see if it creates a form. Let's see what it does. So I added an actions column, and now it's going to loop through. Let's see. Nice, it's going to do the form with a hidden input ID and just a submit button. Oh, that's cool. This is very cool. Let's copy that code. And let's go to our task list. And then let's see. Let's restart it and try it out. I go back to our page, I refresh. I can create a task. Let's try to delete this first one. Oh, it works. All right, now we got to edit it. So I think this is going to be the hardest part. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have trouble getting this working, but let's go. Create me an HTTP handler that can edit an existing task and then redirects back home. Now let's copy this whole function and we'll paste it down here. What's it called? Create edit task handler. Copy that just in case. Oh, it's going to give me the edit task template right here. We can go ahead and create that file within our project. So edit task.html. And I gotta have it continue. Certainly, here's the rest of the edit task.html template. Let me copy this first part. I'll stop after body. And here's the rest of it. Okay, so now let's go. How do I connect this handler to my app? Now let's see if it tells us. We need to use the handle func. Okay, here it is right here. So let's add that. Where do I add it? Right here. And then let's have it edit this index page to include edit links. edit the task list.html file to include edit links next to each task. Let's see if this works. Just going to rebuild this template. Still got the same table. Let's make sure it includes ID or delete. Looping over them. We got the ID, the title, the body. And then we got our edit task link and our delete task. So we'll see if this works in just a second. It looks like it's going to work, but I don't know. This is the first time I've done edit and delete. I tried this before and I just did create and display. Finish the code block. Alright, so let's copy all this. We're in our index.html, or no, it's called tasklist.html. Paste that in. And then let's get the rest of it right here and see if it works. Alright, so let's restart our server. Looks like it's running on port 8080, so let's refresh. Now let's go to edit. This guy is edited. 1, 2, 3. Update task. It looks like it did it. Let's try it again. Nice, it's working. And there we go. We got a fully functioning CRUD app, so that's pretty crazy. So let's have it style it up a little bit for us. It works good, but it's ugly. Can you create me an external style sheet to make the website look nicer? So it just glitched out where it didn't continue the code block. Well, it did, but it didn't create a block correctly. So how can we do that? Right here it's showing me how to connect it to my pages. So let's copy that part and then I'll have it reprint the style. Let's go up to our head and put it in. It looks like it's going to be style.css. Let me go back here. Print me the entire style.css file, please. We'll have it do it one more time. Let's go back here. And I can create that file. So style.css, and then let's just wait for it to finish that file for us. Let's go back here. It stopped early again. Finish the code block. See if it does it correctly this time. Okay, there we go. Let's copy this first part and we'll paste it in. And then here's the rest of it. We'll also paste that in. And then let's restart our server and see what it did. We go back here, refresh. Why is it not working? It's linked up right here. Let's tell it it's not applying styles to the page because my app doesn't serve static assets. It's not applying the styles to the page. I don't think my app can serve the static style.css asset. Let's see if it can tell me how to fix it. You need to set up a handler to serve static assets like this file. Here's how you can do it. From a public directory. Alright, let's create a public directory. See what it says. Let's copy this stuff. I guess we'll just paste it in right here. I've never done this before, so I don't know if this is right or wrong or what. And then let's move it into the public folder and see if it works. So it's not working, so let's just use inline styles. Can I use inline styles instead? Not inline styles. Can I use a style tag instead? Yes, you can use a style tag element. You need to place it inside the head, so let's do it the way it's going to tell us to. Let's just go style, and then let's go back here and just delete that stuff we just added since it didn't work. And then let's grab the contents. We can just delete this whole folder now. And then let's paste it in the head right here. Let's copy it to both templates. And let's just see what it did say to do. So it showed us how to do that like I did. Let's restart the server and see how it looks. Alright, the error's gone. We go back and it's styled. So it doesn't do a great job at styling, but it definitely looks a lot better. And it still functions and everything. So yeah, that's ChatGPT. We built a full app. We didn't have to write a single line of code. We just kind of prompted it what we needed and it wrote all the code for us. So if you like this video, make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment. Hopefully this video wasn't too boring. If you want to see more like this, let me know. If not, don't let me know. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed this video, you can click the icon in the middle of the screen to subscribe, and there's a couple videos on the right for you to check out. Till next time, bye.